2009 Silverado, fuel gauge reading empty all the time, or at least it's reading empty right now, and low fuel message comes up on the dash. We'll have a look at the history on this. So here's my record on this vehicle. Back in December 17, the fuel pump started leaking at the customary outlet pipe on the top of the tank, and I changed the pump. I put a Spectra pump in it. It was back in April, and at that time it was April of 18, and had to change the fuel pump again because the fuel pump level sender was erratic. And then he came back in April again, and he had a complaint of the MIL on. Now the fuel pump sender will not illuminate the MIL, but it had a brake switch code at that time. I just cleared the fuel pump sender code. I see it's here now, and the fuel gauge is reading empty. So we're going to scan it now and see what kind of codes it's got in it. I predict it's got a faulty fuel level sensor. There we go, P0463, fuel level sensor circuit high. Now that code, as far as I know, does not illuminate the check engine light, but it will make the fuel gauge read empty and the low fuel message come up on the dash. So we're going to change this fuel pump again. We're going to drop the tank this time because it was recently out, so it should come out fairly easily and disconnect fairly easily. And then we're going to test the sender and replace the pump if necessary with a different brand. I think I'm going to go with a Delphi one this time. It's almost done a network scan. I just want to see if there's any other concerns while we're here. Other than tire pressure sensors, no other concerns. Good. So we'll drop the tank and take the fuel pump out of this thing and test the sender. So there's the tank out of this thing. Somewhat easier when it's been out a couple of times already. Look at how rusty this new fuel pump is. It's only 2 years old. That was put in April of 2018. So almost 2 years to the day. Nevertheless, hopefully these lines come off. They don't look too well. I'm not going to jinx myself. So this is the inside of the fuel level sender. You can see the wiper assembly as it goes up and down. Now there is a lot of slop in this lever here, and I'm going to have a look at the resistance. It's the two middle pins on the electrical plug that are for the sending unit. The other two run the fuel pump. So we'll set up and look at the graph of the resistance. So right off the bat, it's showing out of range, but if I move the sender just a little bit, you can see it shows 25 ohms empty. And as it goes up, the resistance goes to, well, that must have been higher than 25 ohms, 225 ohms, 255 empty. You can see if I wiggle the wires around. So this gauge, the way it would have worked is probably when the tank was half full or somewhere around half, as I'm holding the sender float in about half position, the gauge would start working on the dash. But as soon as it gets down to close to empty, which is a higher resistance, 225, 250, then it goes open. Poor quality parts. So we're going to put in a Delphi pump. Hopefully that's going to last a little longer. So we have a new Delphi pump here, and as I said, this top part of this pump on this one is stainless steel, so it'll last longer than the rest of the truck. It comes with the sending unit. The little arm needs to be installed, so I've got it, the ohmmeter set up to graph resistance here. Oops, set this up. And it says about 250 ohms empty, and as you can see, as I move the float towards full, goes to about 40 ohms at full. No dropouts, glitches. This is the way it should be. So we're going to put this one in the truck and clear the fault code, and I'm sure it's going to be fine from now on. Thanks for watching.